Okay, welcome back. How are we all doing after a shitty afternoon? We're now going to focus on Newcastle and City. Oh, nearly 1-0 Newcastle, fast start. Very, very unlucky, that one. Big chance. Harvey Barnes should do better. Should do better. 51 seconds in. I've got to say as well, there was talk about Harvey Barnes potentially playing for Scotland at the World Cup. Chimey, how's it going? Yeah, there's talk of Harvey Barnes playing for Scotland at the World Cup. How do we feel about that? If you're Scotland, if you're Scottish, would you welcome Harvey Barnes, or is it one of them where, oh well, now we're at the World Cup, you want to come and play for us, do you? Do you accept that, or do you? I mean, he's a good player. Obviously, he's an improvement for Scotland, but I don't know. I don't like that stuff. I made that very, very clear. I don't like that stuff. I don't like players just playing for the international team because it suits them. Taylor, are you slotting or out key? Mate, it's very clear. There's absolutely no way at all that anyone with any reasonable... I've just been talking to people on Twitter saying slot out. You're talking out your ass. If there's no Liverpool fan I've seen, no serious Liverpool fan who is slot out. Haaland's in here though, and this should be... Oh, you see, even Erling Haaland from time to time misses sitters. Yeah, no serious Liverpool fan is slot out. None. No serious Liverpool fan. Mark, hi mate, what's your take on the game today? My take on the game today is the first goal shouldn't have stood. Liverpool were very, very unlucky to be a goal down at half-time. 92 FC says Anfield agenda says slot out. Well, that tells you everything then, doesn't it? That tells you absolutely everything. If Anfield agenda says slot out, well, there you go. That tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. Hey, listen, it's dead easy, this social media game, innit? Just say whatever's slot out. Yeah, that gets views and clicks, doesn't it? Fuck off, you divvy. Slot out. I've never heard such fucking nonsense. I've never heard such nonsense. Taylor says, yeah, but come on, 3-0 now. Come on, Key. Yeah, but mate, losing 3-0 to Forest at home. Liverpool didn't play very well against Forest last year. We got beat. We still won the league. Liverpool didn't play very well against Forest the year before. We somehow managed to sneak a win that time. We were very fortunate to do so. Losing against Forest isn't a shameful thing. You know, Forest are a good side in spite of where they are currently in the league. Forest are a good side. And they deserve to win today. Again, I'm not digging Forest out. Forest deserved to win today. They did. Liverpool weren't. We were a shadow of ourselves in the second half. We've got all the resilience of, to quote Mark Goldbridge, we've got all the resilience of an Easter egg on a hot day at the minute, and we have. That's very true. We are not mentality monsters anymore. And I think, to be honest, to be very fair to this Liverpool squad, you wouldn't be mentality monsters after what happened in the summer. That tends to be what happens when you have a big traumatic loss in your life. Your mentality isn't maybe what it was. So, like I said, I think that's certainly a factor at play here. But I think the biggest factor is the fact that we've changed so much, so quickly, short period of time, lots of new players. And if you do that, inevitably you're going to see a bit of chaos, and that's what we're seeing. User124, which of the 50 excuses are the real reason? I see, this is it. You want a simplistic reason because you're again, it's cavemen. It's cavemen mentality. We've got cavemen in the chat. Give me one reason. Give me a simple reason. Yeah, well, I can give you a simple reason. You're a caveman. You're an absolute caveman. If you want one simple, one-word answers, I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy. You need an ages. Look at Key Stage 1. Go and have a look at that. That might be your sort of level. If you want nuance and proper discussion, then maybe I can have a chat with you. But it's not. There isn't one simple answer why Liverpool are where they are. It's a multitude of reasons. It's nuanced discussion. It's complex. It isn't simple. There are a lot of different reasons. Kev, why is every Liverpool fan a manager for Liverpool? I don't know what you mean, Kev. Ryan, what was the Liverpool score? It was Forest 3-0. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3 was the score. Mark says Klopp now the 4-1 favourite to take back over. No. Klopp doesn't come back to Liverpool, and if he does, I would be very, very concerned about the direction of the club. Very concerned. Liam says, reckon we will beat Liverpool. Do you know what? I don't think we're that bad. I don't think we're bad enough to lose to Leeds. But we'll see. Maybe we will. Who knows? Alex said, please Klopp. No, come on, Alex. Wake up, mate. You're better than that. You're better than that. Corner to City. Rayan Cherki to take it. It's another corner. Richard says Eddie Howe next manager. No. I think the next manager of Liverpool probably is Jurgen Klopp, but I don't think it'll be as a permanent thing. It might be like an interim, but it won't be for another few years yet, 2 to 3 years yet before Arne Slot moves on. Alex, the referee, was a joke. He was a joke. There's no certainly no escaping that fact. He made a very, very poor decision, and ironically, the decision that Michael Oliver gives last week against Manchester City has cost Liverpool in 2 games. Yeah. Oh, Timbo, the timer's still on 0. Sorry about that. Thank you. There you go. Right, we're all synced up again. Killooney says, good evening, Key. Just getting to the point that it's a good thing Mo going to the AFCON. Yes, well, do you know what? I agree with you on that one. I do agree with you on that one. I think that is going to be a very, very important thing for Liverpool, that Salah goes to the AFCON. And I actually think it probably helps us long term. Not because getting rid of Salah or anything like that. I just think him leaving means Liverpool will have to change system. And I think it's the system that Slot wants. Privately, I think him going to the AFCON will really help Slot, because he wants to drop him. He wants to play 4-4-2. He wants to play Isak and Ekitike together, and he can't, because if he does, it means dropping Salah. And that's headline news then, isn't it? So I think when he goes, I think it's always been Slot's plan that when Salah goes the AFCON, that there will be this shift in formation, that Liverpool will go to a 4-4-2, and I think that's what we're going to see. The Eastern Red says, who's going to win this one? I think City. Yeah, Haaland's already missed a big chance, albeit Harvey Barnes has already missed a big chance as well. Mark says Slot won't see 2 to 3 weeks, mate. Never mind 2 to 3 years. Oh, he will. He absolutely will. Yeah, no serious Liverpool fan is calling for Slot out. None. They're just not. There's no serious Liverpool fan calling for Slot out. Anyone that is engagement farming, and you should know that. You really should know that. If you've got anything upstairs, which a lot of you have, by the way, plenty of intelligent people in the chat, lots of people who watch a lot of football and know their onions, and you know, these are the people who know. When they see people talking like that, it's engagement farming. It's clickbait. They've got a little thing out just waiting for you. They're just waiting for you to bite, just so they go like that and reel you in. Slot out. I've never heard such nonsense. Timbo says 4-4-2. What is this? Allardyce in the 2000s, the dinosaur. Well, no, do you know what? And that's fair enough as well, but I do think that's probably when Liverpool play their best. I think we played our best football of the season was against Eintracht Frankfurt, and we played 4-4-2. We played with Isak and Ekitike as a front two. So I think that's when Liverpool will play their best stuff. Our best football will come in that 4-4-2 system with Wirtz at the tip, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch behind, and Isak Ekitike up front, with Frimpong and Kirkes playing very high as wing backs, or halfway between full backs and wing backs, mid backs. Let's call them mid backs. That's what they're going to be. Stamford Blues, are you slot in or slot out? Slot in. Slot in. To be slot out is ridiculous. Faz says, next season you will need a central defender because Van Dijk is getting too slow and next year he will be 35. Listen, we do need at least one centre-back, of course, because it's likely that Canate goes, and obviously young Leone that we brought in, he's got a bad knee injury, so we don't know how he recovers. Joe Gomez, longest serving player at the club, but evidently he's not well rated by Slot, and he wasn't by Klopp. There was a lot of times we passed up playing Joe Gomez for some reason, and he chooses to play Szoboszlai at right back over Joe Gomez, and Gravenberch at centre back over Joe Gomez, which that can't go unnoticed if you're Joe Gomez. So for me, I think Joe Gomez will look to leave in the summer. I think Liverpool Canate will go, and I think we will go out and sign 2 centre backs. I'm fairly confident we sign 2 centre backs. Maybe not in January, but I think in the summer. Chance for Newcastle. Oh, Woltemade should score. That's poor from Woltemade. He heads it straight at the keeper. Anywhere other than it's a decent save from Donnarumma, but it's 6 yards out. He's maybe 12 yards out. 12 yards out, and it's straight at the keeper. Oh, I think you've got to do better there, Woltemade. I think he has to do better. 2 big chances in the game for Newcastle. They've missed both of them, and I think they should have done better with both of them. Haaland's missed a sitter too for City. So 12, 13 minutes into this, and both teams have had their chances. Barnes, that's a dive. That's a dive. It's not even Barnes, it's Lewis Hall, isn't it? It's Lewis Hall. He said he's going to check it, but you're never ever going to get that. You're never ever getting that. No, that's a dive, Lewis Hall. You've got to do better. Timbo, could he not just play Salah up front with Isak in a 4-4-2 anyway? Salah's played up front before and been fine. He's not really a centre forward though, is he? So I guess, could he play him there? Yes. But I think that's not what he wants to do. I think he wants to play Isak and Ekitike together. He doesn't want that hot potato of dropping Salah. So I think that's what we're looking at here. I think he's gonna switch to a 4-4-2 as soon as Salah goes to the AFCON. Liam says, should have signed some defenders this season. I don't think the defenders were the issue, and I still don't think the defenders are the issue. Cameron, Liverpool are washed now, pal. No excuses. I mean, if you're using the word washed, you're saying it says an awful lot about you, Cameron. Stamford Blues says, fair play, mate. A lot of your fans want him gone. Ludicrous wanting him gone. Won the league first attempt. A lot of our fans want him gone. I would completely disagree with that. There really isn't a serious Liverpool fan that wants him gone. There isn't. I promise you. All of the Liverpool fans that want him gone are the rage bait, clickbait merchants. All the ones who are talking like, oh, sack him, sack him. They've never watched football long enough. They haven't watched football long enough to form such a ridiculous opinion. Or they've got a vested interest in you clicking on that opinion. That's all it is. It's easy, this social media game, say something controversial and you'll get clicks, yes. No, you don't need to say that. Slot out is nonsense. Anyone saying it is a wind-up merchant. Daniel, hi Key, how are you? I'm good, mate, how are you? Goverboy says, you sipped 3 goals today and you don't have a defensive problem. No, I don't think we do have a defensive problem. Not per se, anyway. I think if you start Liverpool start our first choice back four and our first choice midfield, I think we don't have a defensive problem. No, that's not the reason Liverpool are where they are. It's not defence. Again, people want simplistic answers, don't they? People are awfully simplistic. They want simple answers. They want one-word answers. It's another caveman in the chat. I want a one-word answer for why Liverpool have been shit. Oh, sorry, Chief, I've not got one for you. Stanford says, if defenders aren't the issue for yous, how and why do yous keep losing? Well, there's more reasons than just defence as to why teams lose games of football. There's more than just the defence. The Eastern Red, I'm with UK. I'm 100% slot in. He signed so many new players and sold so many. But I'm also seeing people say the biggest downgrade and a picture of Diaz and Nunes and then Isak and Ekatike. Again, biggest downgrade. Again, these are clickbait merchants. You should know this stuff, mate. Listen, when you see that stuff, all they're after is you to click like. They're after just click it. These 14-year-olds in the bedroom, they're just desperate for you to click like on it. That's all it is. No one's got that as a serious opinion. Nobody with any sort of intellect has got that as an opinion. Timbo, a Liverpool fan I know, wants him out, but he's 18, so he's only really known Liverpool under Klopp. Has he ever kissed a girl? Has he ever kissed a girl? I would ask that question. Was it a pen? Which one are we talking about? Was it a pen? Are we talking about Newcastle or City? Are you talking about Lewis Hall 2 minutes ago? No, it definitely wasn't a pen. It was never a pen. Daniel, does Wirtz go in your best midfield? Yes, absolutely Wirtz goes in our best midfield. Connor, I'm a Liverpool fan and I don't get it how the defence isn't the issue. Because we've lost games of football this season through not scoring goals. And we've had big chances and not scored goals. So, if you're saying the defence is the issue, but the attack's also the issue, and who's been our worst performers this season? It's players like Alexis McAllister in the midfield. So the defence is the issue, the midfield's the issue, the attack's the issue. To say it's just the defence, it's absolute nonsense. Again, it's simplistic. It's simplistic. It's cavemen wanting cavemen answers. That probably is a penalty in fairness for City. That probably should have been a penalty. Shah diving in on Foden. That probably should be a penalty. Ah, yeah. Do you know what? He does clatter him there. He does clatter him. But he's not getting a penalty. Connor, I didn't mean it in a negative way. Our attack has been shite as well. Exactly. That's what I mean, Connor. I'm digging you out, mate. I'm saying the amount of people who say, I want a one-word answer, why are Liverpool so crap? And it's nuanced. It's absolutely bigger than just... And this is the thing. I'm not saying it is. It's a big issue. It's a big issue that isn't going to be solved immediately. It's going to be solved by time. That's it. That's our problem this season. And it's just going to take time. There's no way around it. You've got to just go through it. Liverpool have signed a shed load of new players. It takes time for them to gel. That's it. It takes time. And again, people don't want to hear it. People are saying I'm blaming everything on Jota. And again, lots of different reasons, but Jota's one of them, yes. Jota absolutely is one of them. Bradders, who looked better so far, Newcastle or City? Do you know what? Both teams have had the chances so far, mate. I would say it's probably been... I'd say Newcastle have had the chances, but City have been the better team. City have created more, looked a little bit better, but yeah, Newcastle have certainly had the chances to go in front. Woltemade has missed a big chance, headed it straight at the keeper. Harvey Barnes too, missing a big chance. The Eastern Red, the new players need to adapt. Like, I don't get it. They're very young and they need to get used to this league. So, yeah. But this is it. Ekatike, Kirkes, Wirtz, these are all 21, 21, 22. All young lads. Nobody wants to hear that, though. Apparently, that's ridiculous. Apparently, they should just expect players, doesn't matter how old they are, you should just expect players to come into the league and be bang straight at it, even though that's never been the case with any other team or any other set of players ever before. The amount of players who've come to the Premier League and been very expensive signings, but taken their time to adapt. It's an anomaly when you get a new player come to the league and they adapt like lightning, they're straight to it. For the most part, it takes a bit of time. Liam says, there is no time if you're fighting for a title. I don't think we are fighting for a title. I'll be honest, I said that at the start of the season, right at the start of the season, even before a ball was kicked, before anyone was signed, I said I don't think Liverpool win the league this season. I think it's City, to be honest. And it probably should be Arsenal, given the amount they've spent. Spent more than Liverpool again this season. So Arsenal have to win it, but I still think it'll be City. But I said right before a ball was kicked, I don't think Liverpool win it this year because of what's happened to Jota and the fact that we're bringing so many new players in. I think there's just going to be too much upheaval, and that seems to be the case. RAFC takes time, months. Yeah, well, sometimes a full season, mate. Yeah, sometimes a full season. Again, I don't know if you remember. You might not be old enough to remember. I don't know. This isn't me patronising, but if you don't remember, that's why I'm mentioning it. Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, both took about 8 or 9 games to get their first goals for Chelsea and Arsenal. Took a lot of time for them to settle as well. I think David Silva, Robert Pires got their critics in the first season. Even Dennis Bergkamp as well. Roberto Firmino at Liverpool. Lots of very, very successful Premier League players. Premier League legends, you might say. Were pretty naff for the first 6 months at least. Sometimes longer. It took Robert Pires probably a full season at Arsenal before they really appreciated him. But again, nobody wants to hear that. Because they're only here for clickbait. And wind up, and that's fine. That's no problem. But just be honest. Just be honest about that. Just say, listen, I'm a United fan, and I'm enjoying that Liverpool have lost. Or I'm an Everton fan, and I'm enjoying that Liverpool have lost. That's fine. There's no problem with it. It's more when you come in, you're like, oh yeah, slot out, give me a single word answer why Liverpool are bad. Well, that just shows you're a numpty. You're a moron. Ethan Key, what do you think of us battering Charlton and Nathan Jones? Well, it's just whether or not you give the job to the interim manager now, isn't it, mate? Daniel, would your expectations of Liverpool be different if they spent the most in the transfer window? No, I don't think they would. I think the fact that Arsenal have spent more, yet again, because Arsenal have spent more this summer, and they've spent more over a 6-year period. Since Arteta's come into the club, they've spent far more than Liverpool, double what Liverpool have spent. And they've spent, again, more this window. So, given that's the case, and given that Arsenal haven't had the upheaval that Liverpool have had, they haven't sold lots of key players, they haven't lost a key player in a tragic accident, Arsenal obviously have that advantage over Liverpool. They've got consistency. They've not changed 4 or 5 players in the first team. Liverpool have. Liverpool have had to change 4 or 5 players in the first team. And we've spent less than Arsenal again. So, yeah, for that reason, Arsenal, the expectations is that they win the league. Will they bottle it again as they have done for the last 6 years? Maybe. It wouldn't be surprising. City are a better side, in my opinion. I think they probably will. But if Arsenal do win it, then, great for Arsenal. Congratulations. It's about time. It is about time they won it. They have to win it. At some point, it's inevitable. Josh says City win, and that's us resigned to a top 4 place. I'd take it now. I think we will get top 4. I think we probably will get top 4 quite comfortably in the end, but I think I said, if you go onto my shorts, I think I said in a short last week, I can't remember what stream it was in, it might have been the Rayo Vallecano one against Las Palmas. I think we were talking about this, and I said I think it gets worse before it gets better for Liverpool. Big chance for Newcastle. Oh, Woltemade, a sitter again. Woltemade has hit 2 straight at Donnarumma here now. 2 straight at the keeper. Newcastle will live to regret them. Gabriel, how many new signings started for Pool today? 2. Just 2. 9 out of the 11. And again, that's a very fair point, isn't it? 9 out of Liverpool's 11 starters today were here last year. And yet people keep talking about the transfer this summer that Liverpool have spent. That's irrelevant today. 9 of the players we had today were here last year. Kyle, giving up goals for fun and talking about Arsenal. Imagine my shock. Someone asked about Arsenal. Therefore, I talked about Arsenal. CJ, Forest beat you at home last season. 9 losers starting. That's true, yeah. Forest beat us last season, didn't they? Yeah, the year we won the title. So, yeah, and Forest played well then as well. Deserved to beat us that day. Deserved to beat us today. Absolutely. Couldn't argue with that in any way. Nostalgia Bunker, you missed Verts today. That boy can cover grass. I think, listen, we've obviously got some injuries, but I don't think that's the reason we lost today. Blake Griffin, slot out surely. I know that's a wind up from you, Blake. I know you well enough to know that's a wind up. You don't seriously think that. DYJR says, what do you think the problems are? The problems are a lot of players brought in over a short period of time. That's problem number 1. And problem number 2 is grief, tragedy, players having to deal with that. And therefore, when you look at the inputs from Liverpool this season, you can see that there's been a drop in intensity, that we don't have the same mentality that we had before. Our response to going a goal behind, or our response to decisions going against us, and they shouldn't go against us, by the way. We have been robbed in a number of games this season. We've had really, really bad decisions go against us this season, and unfair. And you know, today was another one of those, and last week against City was another one of those, and the game before that against Brentford was another one of those. And we've had some really, really bad decisions go against us in critical games, in critical moments of those games as well. And our reaction has been terrible. So we aren't mentality monsters anymore. We certainly were under Klopp. We definitely are not anymore. And we were last year, in fairness. We were last year. But something seems to have happened between last year and this year that people aren't, connecting the dots on. That might have affected our mentality and our brain and how we process things and how we react to things. So maybe, just maybe, I could be crazy, but maybe that's have something to do with it. Alan, I think Slot's style of play isn't working anymore, unfortunately. Teams have figured us out. So again, that's a very simplistic view, I think, Alan. Teams have figured us out. And Slot doesn't have one style of play. Gary Neville was talking about it last year. One of Slot's strengths, if anything, is that we don't have a style of play. That was what he was massively complimented on last year. At times we were in a 4-4-2. At times we'd change to a 5 at the back. Other times we would go with 3 in midfield and 3 up front. We switched throughout the game in different ways. Sometimes we'd play very long ball and direct. Other times we would play more intense, more pressing, maybe a little bit closer to a Jurgen Klopp side. So, no, I disagree. I disagree with that. Good game this key. We're on the turnaround. You need to take a chance though, mate. Newcastle, you've certainly created enough chances to be in front. There's 2 that Woltemade has missed, 1 that Harvey Barnes has missed. I think half an hour in to have 3 clear chances like that against City is very rare. You've got to put one of those away. Because it could hurt, and it will hurt you. City will get one eventually. They're too good not to. So, City will get back into this Steve, hey Key, I missed the Liverpool game. What a shame. Thomas says, shit, City should have had a pen. The Foden one. Oh, he's missed another one. Oh, Harvey Barnes. I tell you what, Scotland can have him. Scotland can have him. That's an absolute sitter. That is an absolute sitter. He's onside. There's no problem at all with that. He's miles on. I think he would have been just offside in fairness. But I tell you what, that's an absolute sitter. That is an absolute sitter from Harvey Barnes. Liam, West Ham versus Liverpool at the London Stadium. What's your thoughts? That's going to be a difficult game, that now, looking at how West Ham have played recently. Alan, I think Salah going to the AFCON may be a blessing for us. I think players still relying too much on him. Do you know what, Alan? You and I can agree on that, mate. We was talking about that earlier. I agree. I think when Salah goes to the AFCON, we make a big change to our style, to our approach. I think we do go with Ekitike and Isak as a front two. And that's going to be the trigger for it. Right now, he can't really do that. With Salah there, you don't drop Mo Salah. You don't drop him if you can help it. He's the best player in the team. He is a difference maker, so you don't drop Mo Salah. It's headlines if you do drop Mo Salah. So, he did it once against Eintracht Frankfurt, and to be honest, we played our best football in that game. So, I think that's probably what happens again. I think Salah goes to the AFCON, and Liverpool switch to a 4-4-2. And I said it last week, I think it gets worse before it gets better for us, but I do think it does get better. Steve says that HSV banner behind you looks sweet. Is that new? No, it's not new. It's been there for a while. Yeah. Alan, we have to get past PSV on Wednesday first. Very true. Daniel, Salah's too good to be benched or substituted. Well, he's not too good to be benched or subbed, but it's one of them that with a manager, like, it creates a rod for your own back, doesn't it? Certainly would. Like, there'd be a few who'd go, okay, listen, if you drop in Salah, you've got to win this one. And it just makes unnecessary pressure for the manager, for the rest of the team. I don't think you drop Mo Salah if you can absolutely help it. Do you think Liverpool beat PSV? Yes. Yes, I do. Aaron, my mate, went to the Liverpool game. First game ever, all the way from Ireland. Bloody hell. What a first game. Do you know what? Happens to the best of us, that. Sometimes your first game is a little bit crap. First game I ever went to was 0-0 up until about the 88th minute. And then Emil Heskey, late winner. Get in there. Alex, get Slot gone. What a joke this season has been. More 12-year-olds and cavemen in the chat. Jamie, who are you rooting for on Monday, Key? Everton. Probably Everton. Do you know what? I've got more Blues in the family than I've got Liverpool fans in the family. It's only me and my dad, really, who are Liverpool fans. And I've got Blues all over the family, so I'd probably be rooting for Everton more than United. But, to be honest, that's the one game in the season. Or rather, there's two games, isn't there, really? Everton, United, United, Everton. I don't really care who wins, because I can't really lose. United lose, I'm chuffed, because Everton have, took a few points off them, and United will get beat, and they'll be crying, and they'll be upset. If United were to win, then Everton fans will be in meltdown. Oh, Moyes can't win at Old Trafford again. Knife to a gunfight and all that stuff. So Everton fans will be raging if they get beat. And if it's a draw, then both teams have dropped points. Chance must be, what a big save that is. Haaland has now missed 2. Do you know what? What is it with these centre-forwards? Christ, pair of these centre-forwards can't finish. Woltemade has had 2 sitters. Haaland's had 2 sitters. Neither of them can finish. Jordan, did you see the really dodgy penalty decision in the Palace game? I haven't, mate. No, I didn't see that. I haven't seen any of the highlights as yet. I only watched the Liverpool game, so I haven't seen it. Liverpool for life. Defence is shite. Midfield, apart from Dom, is rubbish. Attack is, apart from Ekatike, is shite. Yeah, it's all shite. Sack them all. Daniel, every Arsenal game I've been to, they've won. 3 from 3, is it, Daniel? Red Wave, serious danger time for Liverpool and Arne Slot, more than a crisis now. Not really, no, I don't think it is. Because the thing is, if you're not going to win the title, we're not going to win the title. We've accepted last week, really. We're not going to win the title. It's very, very unlikely that Liverpool get in the title race. I didn't think we were going to win the title at the start of the season. And I think most Liverpool fans accepted it after the defeat against City. We're not going to win the title. We're not even going to be in the title race. Not in a meaningful way, anyway. So once you get past that, there's only really 4th. And we'll finish 4th. There's not 4 teams better than Liverpool this season. So we'll have a bad year. We will have a bad year, and we'll finish maybe 4th. Maybe 3rd, maybe 4th. And we'll do all right in the Champions League, maybe. Depends how we get on. Depends how the team adapts over the course of the season. But yeah, listen, at the end of the day, it's just going to be one of them years. We did this last time. We won the league under Klopp, and then the year after, we had a shocking year, and we needed to score in like the last minute at West Brom to qualify for the Champions League the year after we won the league. It happened last time. It happened under Klopp. People didn't want Klopp sacked. And Klopp wasn't dealing with what Arne Slot is having to deal with now. So, again, people, they just want to wind the neck in a little bit. For the most part, it's these dickheads on social media who are just desperate for a little click, a little bit of rage bait. They're just sat there. And it's not even intelligent enough. It's not even clever. I could understand if it was clever, if it was actual proper rage bait. But it's not. It's really low level, low hanging fruit type stuff. And it catches all the idiots. Catches them all. All Liverpool fans want Slot out. No, we don't. Nobody wants Slot out. Red Wave LFC says that year Van Dijk was injured, though. It's different. How? How is it different? All right, hang on. Van Dijk was injured, right? Jota's died. How's it different? How's it different? It's loss, whichever way you want to dress it up. Klopp had to deal with Van Dijk being out injured. Arne Slot has had to deal with a full squad grieving. And also, by the way, lost 3 or 4 big players. So, for me, Klopp has not had to deal with what Arne Slot has had to deal with. And if Slot ends up finishing 4th, then he's done exactly what Klopp did. He won the league. He's won it faster than Klopp. He's won the league, and he has he's finished 4th the year after. It's exactly what Klopp did. Red Wave says, mate, it's a tragedy, but using his death as an excuse is different. Our whole squad is nearly new. No, it's not. No, it's not. What are you talking about? It's nearly new. You're nearly new. You are nearly new then. 9 out of 11 of our starting 11 played today. They were there last year. 9 out of 11. So what, is that a full squad's new? No, it's not, mate. It's not. The reason for the loss today wasn't a new team. It was clearly something bigger than that. Sharps, they're up the toffees. Will heard it here first, Key. I'm saying 2-1 Newcastle in this match. I think it might be 0-0, to be honest. Neither of these teams can finish the dinner. Can't finish the tea. Daniel says, do you think Slot is affected just as much as the players after Jota's loss? He could be. I mean, he's human. He's not a robot at the end of the day, so maybe. There's every chance. But ultimately, Slot can compartmentalise his emotions a little bit because he's on the touchline. He doesn't affect the game once the whistle's blown, really. Not in a meaning, like, his emotions don't massively impact the game in the way that it does for the players, do you know what I mean? If you're a player and you hear Diogo Jota's name being sung in the 20th minute, you're gonna think about Diogo. What does that do for you? How does that affect your emotions if you're already really upset about it? Like I said, we've already had players crying on the pitch this season. We've had players crying at over the international break. It's clearly something that's affected the entire squad. But people don't want to hear that. Ian Young, when does Gomez get a game instead of Konate? I don't think he does, mate. I don't think he does. I think Konate plays the rest of the season and leaves on a free. Gary says, why was there no mention of Jota after all the wins? There was, Gary. Yeah, there was. There was, if you remember, at the start of the season when many people were talking about Liverpool, winning games, but you're winning it late. You're not playing very well. Lucky Liverpool. Lucky Liverpool was what I was hearing at the start of the season. Why are Liverpool playing so badly and throwing games away? And then they're winning it late on. And people were saying, well, maybe there is an issue with mentality. Maybe resilience is a problem for this team because we're getting in front and then we're throwing leads away. Or sometimes we're going behind and, we're nicking it late on. Or against Burnley, we're not able to break teams down, but then we score a late penalty. All this stuff was used at the start of the season. All the same excuses that people were throwing out now, they were throwing out then. Steve, Dallas Cowboys, come on Newcastle, we can win this, but let Haaland score 1 goal because I am cooked in fantasy. User 124, all those excuses are valid, but it's plus the fact that you're pure muck too. And I would agree with that. Yeah, I've said that. You're not going to get any different from me, mate. I've said it throughout this season. Liverpool have played terribly at multiple points throughout the season. And then people are asking for me for a reason. Why is it happening? Why is it happening? And because I'm not saying sack slots. You're looking for simple answers. I've not got a simple answer for you. Ian, convinced Gomez walks around with a slot is a bald fraud t-shirt in training. Do you know what, mate? To be honest, Klopp didn't rate him though, did he? How many times was he available and Klopp didn't rate him? Klopp didn't play him. And do you know what? To be fair, Ian, if we're being dead honest, mate, Gomez isn't the reason Liverpool lose that today. If Konate's replaced by Joe Gomez, we don't come out any better. We don't come out any better in that game. Gomez does no better than Konate in that game. Konate is a convenient scapegoat because he's looking to leave the club at the end of the season. Did he have his best game today? No, I don't think he did. But is he the reason we lost? Not even close to it. Not even close to it. DW93, some sitters being missed in this City game. Both teams have missed 2 or 3, haven't they? They've been shocking. Carol Harris, evening key, good to see you, Carol. Chris Lavelle, so why do you think personally they played so poorly? Because we've had an injection of a lot of new players over a short period of time. Plus the Jota factor. Blake, shocking officiating v Man City, but won't be mentioned. It wasn't mentioned last week when they were playing Liverpool. Sharpster, Andy Robertson, the closest to Joyce, and he being your best player. Explain that. I don't know what you mean, mate. Hayden says you can't blame somebody's death for being that shit. It's certainly a factor. How much of a percentage you want to put it on, but it's a factor. It's certainly in play. Cucho, only 2 new players played today, though. We'll start. Well, exactly. That's it, Cucho. That's it. It's nothing to do with the whole today being, because people have said summer transfer window. Liverpool have spent loads of money on all these players. Yeah, that's not the reason we lost today. The reason we lost today is nothing to do with the new signings. But the reason we keep losing, I think, is a big factor with the fact that we've had a new goalkeeper, haven't we? Mamardashvili, he didn't play today. We've had Frimpong come in. Trent's gone. Or Bradley coming in. Again, neither of those played today. We've had Verts in. Again, he didn't play today. We've had Ekatike, we've had Isak. Diaz has gone. Jota's gone. Darwin's gone. So all of that is a factor for the whole season, but it wasn't the reason we lost today. Or it wasn't even part of the reason we lost today. Ian doing the same things game in, game out is actually making things worse. Hugo should have started as well. What do you think things is yeah, what do you think that when you say the same thing game in, game out, what do you mean? It's a massive turnaround of players. It's true. Kieran, surely he has to go. He's destroyed this team. No, come on, Kieran. You don't believe that. Blake, I'm on about that officiating last week. PGMOL was a disgrace. PGMOL was a disgrace against today. But yeah, honestly, I don't think Ekatike, I don't think personnel, any changes to personnel today, people talking about, well, I would have started him or I would have dropped him or whatever. I don't think any of that makes a big difference today. I honestly don't. I don't think you could have changed the personnel and had a huge effect because, I mean, be honest, Slot changes the personnel in the second half. We made a load of changes around the 60th minute. Didn't change a thing. We were terrible. We were awful second half. None of the personnel changes had any effect. Adam says, Key, you're a bigger man than me because after 3-0 I would have called it a night. Adam, I would be lying, mate, if I said it didn't cross my mind. I was so tempted to click delete stream for this one. Newcastle 0, City 0, half-time here. Yeah, I was so tempted to cancel the stream. But I would never do it. I would never, ever do it because you've still got to come out and you've got to face people even when you've lost. And you've got to talk about it. This is it. People don't want to talk about it. It's quite easy to sort of scurry away and we'll come back to it tomorrow. And maybe, do you know what? Tomorrow there'll be fresher eyes on it and you know, you'll have had a sleep and you'll be able to think about it in a slightly different way. I probably will have a slightly different view on it tomorrow. But at this moment in time, I'll say 3 things. 1, people saying Slot out are idiots. They shouldn't be taken seriously. And I don't think any Liverpool fan seriously is thinking Slot out. I don't think any Liverpool fan in any serious way thinks Slot out and wants it to happen. Or even thinks it should. There's no one who's entertaining it. No, not one serious Liverpool fan who's entertaining that. Not one. Only the people who are on social media who are trying to get clickbait and kind of do the whole, you know, rage bait and clickbait and engagement farming and, you know, all that. Those are the people who are saying Slot out. Those are the only people who are saying it. Them and 14-year-old kids. Josh, Anfield Agenda wants Slot out. Yo, you've proven my point. Anfield Agenda wants Slot out. Why? Because it's good for business. It's good for business, isn't it, to say Slot out? Because why? Because now they're all gravitating to him. Why? Do you know what Anfield Agenda is? Exactly what? He's not... Serious Liverpool fans don't watch him. Serious Liverpool fans don't watch him. It's the same sort of thing. It's going to be your numpties from United and Everton and Arsenal and City who want to watch Liverpool fans crying. That's why they watch him. That's why they watch him. It's not for me. It's not for me. Liverpool only makes up, what, 10-15% of the channel? I watch everyone. I talk about everyone. He's not watching Newcastle and City. He wasn't watching Peterborough and Stockport the other night. That's not what it's about. I do it because I love football. Clearly, it's more of a what makes money, and what makes money is numpties. Numpties on social media. If I say Slot out, I'll get a few more people clicking on. DC, I want Slot to stay, but maybe for different reasons. And that's fine. That's fine. You're a rival fan. You're going to love it. Mate, honestly, I was the same. When Ten Hag was... Amarim as well. Amarim. I've loved it. I've loved Amorim being United manager. I've loved it. So I can totally get it. Liverpool have been brilliant for 10 years, basically. So I can understand why United fans and Everton fans, they're loving this now. They're loving it. And it's fine. Chimey, even if you rule out the first goal, you still get battered. No, because that's not how it works, is it, Chimey? That's not how football works. Goals change games, mate. If Liverpool get that goal given last week against City, it's 1-1 going into half-time. You can't say, oh, well, City scored 3, so it should be 3-1. You know, the game doesn't work like that. If Liverpool get that goal given against City, it's 1-1, and the game is completely different from there on in. It's a totally different game. It could have finished 3-1 to Liverpool. It could have finished 1-1. It could have still finished 3-1 to City. Might have been 2-1, who knows? But you don't know, you can't say. So it's the same thing again with Forest today. It should have been 0-0 going into half-time. Forest should not have had their first goal given. It should have been disallowed the same way that it was last week against Manchester City. And that is the point that I keep saying. That people don't like it, it is what it is. RWAC, the disallowed goal for Forest today should have stood. Yeah, apparently you can just catch the ball before you shoot. Yeah, no problem. You can just no problem. I'll just control it with my arm and then I'll tap it in. Yeah, of course, no problem. That's easy. There's a rule for that. It's called handball. You can't do it. Also, you can't stand in front of the goalkeeper, as per Andy Robertson last week, even though he was stood 4 foot to Donnarumma's left. But today, even though there's a player stood directly in front of Alisson, that doesn't get given. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Dean says, to be honest, as a United fan, you have to take it as much as you give it. Same with Liverpool, no hey here. Mate, love it. That's exactly it. You have to take it. You have to take it when you can give it. And I'm exactly the same. I've come on today, straight after the game. The temptation was there, believe me. I wanted to just get rid of this stream. I wanted to delete it. I didn't want to come back on. But you've got to take the abuse. King Solbo, stop winging. Stop winging. What's winging? You would have lost anyway. The second goal should have stood then. No, it shouldn't. The first goal shouldn't have stood. The second goal shouldn't have stood. Forest might still have gone on to win. They probably, based off the second half, they absolutely deserved to win. I'm not arguing who deserved to win or anything like that. Forest deserved to win. Absolutely they did. Miles better team. We were shocking second half. And Forest played quite well. But I would say, if it's 0-0 at half-time, Liverpool have been the better side in the first 30 minutes. We were the better side. Forest score against the run of play. You know, Liverpool, you never know. 0-0 at half-time, different game. Same with City last week. 1-1 at half-time, different game. Jacob, all banter aside, how long has Slot got left? Premier League trophy is the only thing keeping him in at the minute. No, I disagree, Jacob. And I think in terms of how long has Slot got left, I think he doesn't go anywhere until at the very least next year. Next season, I mean, I'll go, like I've said it before, I'll go as far as saying that I wouldn't sack Slot unless we were like bottom half. We would have to have a season like Spurs last year. If we were bottom half, I mean, even if we won the Champions League, I think if we had a season like Spurs did last year, or a season like United did last year, a season like that where you're bottom half, but you get, you do well in Europe, I think I would consider sacking him at that point. But not now. It'd be ridiculous. Nobody's seriously talking about sacking Slot. Only rival fans and wind-up merchants and people who want to grow their social media. That's it. They're the only people talking about sacking Slot. Kieran, lovely Scouse accent, mate. You need to brush up on your accents, Kieran. This isn't Scouse. You're well off, mate. No, this isn't Scouse. Yeah, you need to have a little look at your accent. This is St Helens. This is Wool. That's what I'm known as, a Wool. Just outside Liverpool, St Helens. Yeah, not Scouse. Yeah, but good try though. Liverpool 18 sounds like a local fan. That's local enough. I was born in an L postcode. My dad watched Liverpool from 1972 home and away pretty much every game. Don't know how much more local you want. But it's an odd way, isn't it? It's an odd way to say that anyone who's born outside of the immediate vicinity of Anfield isn't a Liverpool fan. That's crazy to me anyway. But whatever. Hey, that's your bag. You're right to think that. Harry Maguire. I thought that was a Manc accent. Another one who needs to brush up on their accents. No, nowhere near Manc. Nowhere near United. Or City. Dean, ooh, as a Warrington Wolves fan, I don't like that. Come on the wire. Kieran, I was being sarcastic, mate. Always going to be rigidly with us. I'm from Wigan. You was being sarcastic, was you? Oh, you're too clever for me, Kieran. I didn't clock that. Danny should have started Isak if you ask me. Oh, he started, Danny. Yeah, he did start today, mate. Yeah. He played about 60 minutes. Nick says, Key, next time bet your house Osasuna to score in the first half. I was just saying, I've just seen them score. What we saying? MUFC, where was the greatest centre-back in Premier League history today or the best winger? I mean, they were on the pitch. They were at Anfield. L4. Stephen Furness, are you now slot in or slot out? Same as I was all season. Slot in, and I'll be slot in all season, irrespective of where we finish. Unless we finish 16th, 17th, I'll be slot in all season. Incog. How come Salah didn't play today? Didn't even see him on the bench. Yeah, he was starting, mate. He was there. Yeah, had a couple of shots as well, Mo Salah today. Yeah, so you need to check your flash scores, but he definitely did start. Adam, only Liverpool fans get asked why no Scouse accent, no other fan base. I know, those welcoming Liverpool fans online, eh? Those ever welcome. Do you know what the crazy thing is as well? Who's more of a fan? Who's more of a fan? The fan who goes on his doorstep, you know, Anfield's there on the corner, or the fan who literally gets up at 5 a.m. every morning in Australia to watch his team, or 3 a.m. or whatever, and then travels halfway around the world to watch him, pays thousands and thousands of pounds. Who's the bigger fan? I don't think you can say. I honestly don't. Listen, don't get me wrong. I think there needs to be a nice mix of both. But if you're a fan who's paying thousands of pounds and travelling halfway around the world and watching your team week in, week out, you're as much a fan to me as someone who's born on the doorstep. Depends on... It all boils down to, do you watch him every week? Do you care about the result? Does it spoil your weekend like it spoils mine? Then you're a fan. I don't care where you're born. Couldn't care less where you're born. Ethan, some Scouse accent, that la. Yeah, it's not Scouse, Ethan. It's not Scouse. Again, we've got another one who doesn't quite know what a Scouse accent is. BXD, you'd be slotting in the Championship if you carry on like today. Ethan, watch your local team every week. Watch your local team every week. Liverpool are my local team. Yeah. Liverpool are my... I watch them every week, and I have done all my life. Stephen, another Liverpool stream I go on, I mostly slot out. They say he hasn't a clue. And again, they're the people who I'm talking about. They're the ones who benefit from casting. They cast a little bit out, don't they? They say slot out. Why? Because right now, if you say slot out, you get loads of views. You get loads of United fans and Everton fans piling onto the stream. That's what they want. That's what it makes sense. If you're a social media strategist and you're advising me right now, you're saying, Key, listen, I know you think slot in. I know you do, right? Put someone on that says slot out. Put a big caption on, put a thumbnail up, video, slot out, has to go, right? Slot must go, slot. Like doing that with these. You'll get loads of views, loads of new subscribers, loads of money. It'll be brilliant. Yeah, no, that's not me. That's not me. But plenty of channels do. And we've named a few on here. Liverpool for life. I was born in Liverpool in a woman's hospital. Just ignore these idiots. At the end of the day, they're just not very smart, are they? Jacob, similar issues to United. Big money on big players, but they just don't fit as a team. I think United's issues is that they've continuously had different managers come in and they keep imposing new styles on players. Like, if you look, they've jumped from Moyes to Van Gaal to Mourinho to Ollie to Ten Hag. You know, they've to Amorim now. It's all completely different formations and systems, and you know what they're asking of players. At least Klopp and Slot are relatively similar. So, you know, we've got a squad that's geared up for success. But I don't think United do. Ethan, what makes me not smart for saying you're not a Scouser? Support your local lad. Sounding like you're from Stockport. No, you missed out, Ethan. Yeah, listen, you know what? We're giving Ethan too much attention. He's not really ever had it before, so we'll give you a miss, Ethan. Dan, what's he saying? You're more of a fan in the area than someone that spends. No, listen. At the end of the day, we're talking about what makes a fan. If you go to the game every week, and I mean, to be honest, if you're a Newcastle fan, you can go to the game every week, can't you? Because you can get a ticket, no problem. If you're a Liverpool fan and let's say you're in Liverpool and you want to go to the game every week, you don't have that option. Do you know how hard it is to get a ticket to a Liverpool game? It's nearly impossible. You can't get tickets to Liverpool games. They're like gold dust. It's dead man's shoes for a season ticket at Liverpool. Some Premier League clubs, you can get them on the door. We could walk down to the stadium tomorrow morning and go and get tickets. No problem. Dad and lad tickets at a lot of them. No problem. Discounts. You can't get them at Liverpool. So if you are fortunate enough to go to the game every week, then fair play to you. But there's fans who were born in Korea or Russia or whatever who fly over every week to watch Liverpool or every fortnight to watch Liverpool at Anfield. Are they any less of a fan than someone born on the doorstep? I don't think they are. If you're paying thousands of pounds and travelling thousands of miles and spending hours and hours of your time, are you any less of a fan than a bloke who gets up on his doorstep and walks 5 minutes to Anfield? I don't think you are. You don't choose where you're born. It's basically racism, isn't it? It's racism inverse. You don't choose where you're born. You don't get any benefits from it. Ethan, lad, it's not about the money, is it? Born, not chosen. Support a local team. Well, can you not support Liverpool if you've got some sort of an affinity to them? I don't know. I'll be honest. I think that's a little bit sly, mate. I think that's a little bit sly. There's plenty of reasons people support whoever they support. That's none of my business anyway. But like I said, we're off for the second half here. For me, whichever way you want to dress it up, I was born in Liverpool. I was born in an L postcode. I grew up in St Helens. My dad was a Liverpool fan. I've supported Liverpool all my life. He supported Liverpool all his life. I'm as much of a fan as anyone else. I'm not insecure about that in any way, shape or form. But I would also argue for the people who were born outside of Liverpool. If you want to support Liverpool, I have no problem with that. The bigger issue I have is the people who don't follow the club, and are just this sort of stuff is prime example. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm slot out. You're not a Liverpool fan. You're not a Liverpool fan. If you're slot out, you're not a Liverpool fan. Kev, let's be honest, he won with Klopp's squad and an outrageous Salah season was never sustainable. He did, and that's a huge compliment to Slot, isn't it, that he won with Klopp's squad. Nobody else has ever done that in the Premier League. In Premier League history, nobody's ever won it with someone else's squad. Huge achievement. Absolutely monumental stuff. Jay Sakini, would you sell Kanate to Madrid in January and get Gay in? No, I wouldn't. I don't think Gay's the player for us necessarily. I'd be surprised. I actually think Gay ends up leaving and going to somewhere else for free in the summer. S. Martin, I'm from Norway. Support QPR. This season I travelled for 2 home games so far. This is it, mate. If you've put the time and effort in to come from Norway to go and watch QPR because that's your team, then fair play to you. Like, okay, put it this way. Does my opinion matter any more than yours? I don't think my opinion matters any more than yours because I was born closer to Liverpool than you were, let's say. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're born in Russia or Korea or Japan or wherever you're born, Australia, my opinion doesn't matter any more than yours does. Sad that people have got that view. It's very sad. David, you're not a Scouser anyway, so your opinions are the same. That's totally fine for you to have that opinion, but I don't care. My view matters just as much as yours. Here's Haaland. Oh, good tackle. Really good tackle, that from Howe, and Newcastle fans won't have any issues telling you what a player he is. Best centre-back in the Premier League now, apparently, Howe. Terry, Bodo Glimter right there and chooses QPR. He can't be taken serious. Hang on a minute. Terry Toffees. How many Everton fans are from Wales? How many Everton fans are from Wales? In fact, there's a huge fan club called Norwegian Toffees who go to Everton games. Are they any less of an Everton fan? Are they less of Everton fans? The fact that, you know, Scandinavian Toffees, do they not count? That's a really odd thing to say, that. Very odd. Stephen says, same at Leeds, last season key, season tickets like rocking horse shit. It's the case at big Premier League clubs. It's just the case. Liverpool for life, lots of fans are saying slot out, they're not real fans. I don't think lots of fans are saying it, just the ones that have social media channels, funnily enough. Or the rival fans pretending to be, maybe. S. Martin says, I'm from South Norway. Bodo is almost as far as London. Why chase the glory? Well, hey, there you go. See, this is it. You're arguing with simpletons, mate. Don't even attempt. Don't even attempt. Stephen Furness says, you're a fan if you stick with your club through thick and thin. That's it. You pick your team and you stick with them. That's your team for life. And you support them and you follow them, and wherever you're from, you follow them. Put it this way, the Premier League wouldn't be as big as it is, and Liverpool wouldn't be as big as it is, as if you drew a little line around Liverpool and said you can only support Liverpool if you're born within this area. You'd find that Liverpool was a much smaller club, and the Premier League was a much smaller league. Like I say, Ethan, do you think people from Wales can't support Everton? Because there's a huge percentage of Everton supporters, or certainly a huge number of Everton supporters who are from Wales. Are they not proper Everton supporters then? Ethan, all joking aside, the amount of Southerners that support shit on Liverpool but support them is wild. And Sweden says, hate overseas fans. You can't support a club who isn't a walking distance from your home. But what if you used to live there? Or what if you were born there? Or what if your dad was born there? Or, I don't know, what if you've got some other tie to the city? Maybe you got married there. Maybe you met the love of your life there. Maybe you never really was into football, but you watched your first game of football when you went on holiday there. I don't know. It could be anything. You never know why people support different clubs. Sometimes it's just a player they like. Like I say, you know, you can argue. I think regular local fans do have an issue with foreign fans because they perceive them as contributing to a worse atmosphere, higher price tickets, less availability for tickets. All of that is absolutely valid, by the way, because the club are always going to prioritise the day trippers, aren't they? But to argue that you've got less of an opinion because you aren't born within a certain area sounds a little bit racism-y, that, to me. Sounds a little bit racy. Terry, born and raised in Croxteth. I could have chosen Liverpool and glory, but I have morals. I have morals. That's odd. 3-star Reds, what gets my goat is being called out by some when they say us armchair fans don't count as real fans, despite following Forest up and down the country and abroad in my younger days for decades. Yeah, like I said, mate, people don't understand, and they just but they don't want to. They don't want to understand. They just want to have a pop because they've not got a lot going on in their life. That's all it is. Well, the second half started in much the way the first half did. Pretty dour. We've not had any real clear chances just yet. Rubes, how's it going? Good to see you, Rubes. Long ball forward. And Osasuna won. Real Sociedad won. Who was just talking about Osasuna? Osasuna. They've gone. Es Martin, I got a ticket for Inter Liverpool at the San Siro in December. So excited to see the San Siro stadium. Hey, well, do you know what? The San Siro won't be there very long, so really appreciate it, mate. That's gonna be a cool trip. Enjoy it. Ball down the right-hand side. City cleared away. Do you know what? I said in the first half this game was going to finish 0-0, and more it's looking like it, because neither of these teams can finish anything. Bernardo Silva, too easy. Daniel, what do you think of Scottish football? I've watched a lot of Scottish football on this channel since we started it a year ago, or less than a year ago. We did the Scottish playoffs, the relegation playoffs at the end of last season when Livingston beat Ross County. It was one of the best games I've done on the channel, to be honest. We've done a few Old Firm matches which haven't been brilliant, and we've done a few Champions League games between Celtic and Rangers and Europa League games and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Scottish football needs a different winner, and I think if Hearts are able to win it this year, it'll be massive for them. Stephen says, I live in Sheffield, but go to watch Leeds week in, week out. First and only club I've supported for years. That's it. It's the best way. Terry Toffee says, overseas fans make sense now because we've the best stadium in Liverpool. Not wrong with it. Overseas fans make sense now. So they didn't when you was at Goodison. Yeah, they didn't when you was at Goodison, but they do now. That makes sense, I guess. GG today, it should have been 4, says Coos. It could have been. Very easily could have been, couldn't it? 3-star Reds picked Forest in the 70s in our prime. Still stuck with them when we're shite, and pleased to say it's great to see them back in the big time. One thing is for certain today, we're certainly not shite. Well, you're certainly as good as Forest have been for a very long time, isn't it? It's certainly in my lifetime, I've never seen a Forest side as good as this. But yeah, I mean, I'm much the same. Liverpool people. Someone came on here the other day and said, Liverpool fan, glory hunter." I was like, you are off your head. When I started supporting Liverpool, we were crap. We hadn't won anything for like 6 years. We was awful. It was absolutely dreadful when I was growing up watching Liverpool. We were finishing 7th and 8th under Roy Evans. We were doing experiments where we had 2 managers. We're the only team in Premier League history who's ever had dual managers. That experiment didn't work. Dual managers, Gerard Houllier and Roy Evans. Yeah, that's going to be a great idea. Joint managers. Crazy. Sam, you sound like that Simon who does YouTube. Everyone says that I sound like Simon Wilson. I don't. People say you look like Simon Wilson and you sound like him, apparently. Oh, Woltemade has missed another one. Oh, this fella, I tell you what, he's shite him. He's had 3 big chances. He's hit everyone at Donnarumma. Murphy can't do much more than that. Murphy's just put it on a plate for him. That's so easy. It's a good ball from Murphy. And Woltemade now, that's 3 absolute sitters he's missed. Maybe that one's not a sitter, but it's a good chance. It's a very, very good chance. And he should do better than hit it straight at the keeper. 3 chances from Woltemade, all 3 hit straight at the keeper. Beanie, so many saying slot out thoughts. Don't take any notice of them. They're all talking out their arse. Not a serious Liverpool fan wants Arne Slot out. Dylan, yo, good to see you. S. Martin, if it wasn't for the overseas fans, would the big clubs even fill up their stadium every home game? Yes, I think the big clubs absolutely would fill up their stadium every home game because the prices would be a lot lower. And I think that's maybe part of the gripes why local fans don't like how the Premier League has changed because of the influx of foreign fans. And it's not the foreign fans' fault, it's the club's fault. There needs to be a mix of the two. Because the problem is, you've got fans who'll come in from Korea, for example, and they'll buy everything in the club shop. They'll go to the game, they'll buy really overpriced food, and then they'll go home. Chance for Haaland, easy. Yeah, and then they'll go home, right? And that's what the club wants. The club, in an ideal world, want 40, 50,000 of them. Korea, Japan, China, South Africa, Russia, America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, get them all coming from all 4 corners of the world for one game, empty the club shop, and get out. That is what they want, because it makes them an absolute fortune. They don't want average Joe from Anfield coming watching the game, knowing all the songs, singing all the songs, having a great atmosphere, but bringing a flask of tea and not buying a hot dog because it's £9. Do you know what I mean? It's that they don't want that fan because that fan doesn't make them any money. And it's the same up and down the Premier League. That's the same at Chelsea. It's the same at Man United. It's the same at Arsenal. It's the same everywhere. All these clubs prioritise the foreign fans over the local fans, and it's caused inflation and it's caused bitterness and resentment. And it's not anything to do with the foreign fans. It's entirely to do with the clubs. YNG, I'd put you top 5 worst football content creators ever. You have no clue in what you're saying. Oh, cheers, man. I am top 5. Top 5. What can I do to become top 3? Let me know. Let me know what I could do to become top 3. I'll take that. Beanie, I don't mind them £9 hot dogs, to be fair. Oh, no, they give you the shits, them. Them rollover hot dogs. M says 3-0 is crazy. We're so bad now. Man United are genuinely better. I wish we didn't sell Trent for 10 million. Liverpool for life. I was born in 2012. I've not seen a worse season than Liverpool have since then. This is it, mate. Ultimately, you're not going to have seen that at all. 2012 was Roy Hodgson. And Brendan Rodgers was not long after when you were a baby, so you wouldn't have maybe appreciated what Liverpool have seen before. Three-star Reds, what do you reckon to Sky getting the Europa League and Conference League back in 2027? I mean, do you know what, mate? The only big issue is Paramount have got the Champions League, so it means now that you're going to have to pay for another subscription. Because people will still want TNT, because it'll show Premier League. They'll still want Amazon, because it's got the occasional Champions League games. They'll still pay for Sky Sports, because it's got the Europa and a lot of the Premier League games. And now they have to pay for Paramount Plus as well. So the average Joe has had to increase their Premier League subscription as a result. And to be honest, I mean, it's the same for me. I've got Premier Sports. I've got what's the other one that we pay for? One Football, Premier Sports, FIFA Plus. But FIFA Plus and One Football are free. Oh, actually, no. One Football we do all right. What's the other one? What's the other one? What's the other one that we pay for? Premier Sports is decent as well. I mean, to be honest, Premier Sports we watch loads of the... Or DAZN, sorry, that's the one. DAZN is the one that that you get all the National League games on, and Premier Sports you get all the La Liga and the Serie A games on. Plus League and Pass as well. League and Pass I pay for. That's expensive if you want to watch a fair bit of League One. Oh, Newcastle have scored! Who scored it? It's Harvey Barnes, and about time. That's the first real time Newcastle have got towards the City goal in the second half, apart from Woltemade where he should have scored. Woltemade has had loads of chances and he's missed every single one. Barnes has had 2 absolute sitters, missed both of them, and now Newcastle finally make their chances count. It's 1-0. Dan Burns absolutely loving it. Eddie Howe's loving it. And Newcastle are 1-0 up against City. And it is... I tell you what, Arsenal fans, Arsenal will be absolutely loving it now. Arsenal fans will be absolutely loving it. Will's Wizards boss, this game isn't far off watching paint dry, but maybe my score prediction was wrong. And Claire Cross, hopefully Man City win my last leg of the accumulator for 167 quid. Claire, I'm very sorry. I've got some terrible news for you. Maga, what player scored? Harvey Barnes. Future Scotland World Cup international Harvey Barnes with the goal. Lee Bramley, haha, Forest, get up. Yeah, Forest with the win. Will's Wizard boss, nice ball from Bruno G. And Clarkey, former Leicester City player. Former West Brom player as well. Callum says hardest chance gets scored. It's typical. City have been dreadful second half though. They've not really created anything. Ryan, could have been about 7 goals this game already, but we finally got one. That's it. What's that? Free kick. Free kick to Newcastle. So really good finish though from Harvey Barnes. Give him his due. Will says, does Pep and Linders feature on the pitch? Maybe he can get what they need. I mean, Pep and Linders... I remember him saying he would never go to another Premier League club. Turncoat. Callum says, Arsenal fans creaming their pants at the minute. Yeah, listen, they've not won a title in 20 years. I'm not surprised. They'll win the title for the same reason Liverpool won it last year. Nobody else is seriously contending. So... yeah, and again, it's about time. That's all you need to say to Arsenal fans. If they win it this year, congratulations. It's about time. It's about time. You can't keep spending more than everyone else for years and years and years, consistently, every year. More than everyone else, more than everyone else. £1 billion spent, double what Liverpool have, and not win a Premier League title. Eventually, you've got to win one. I mean, the laws of averages just say you've got to win one. So, yeah, Arsenal have to win it at some point, and I'm sure they will. It's, you know, it's bound to be. Will's Wizard says, where did he come from before Liverpool? Who? Oh, City have equalised. It's Ruben Dias. Oh, and all of a sudden the game sprung into life. Oh, I tell you what, Lewis Hall's had a shocker there, I think. It took a bit of a deflection. It was a scrappy goal. I don't know how this has gone in, to be honest. Fabian Schürr's not looking too happy. But all of a sudden, Newcastle have gone from being totally in control. The ball comes out here. Doku puts it back in. It's cleared out. Dias with the strike. Oh, do you know what? Who is it who... Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I don't think you can really blame... It's Fabian Schürr. Yeah, you can't really blame him for that. It's a good strike. Good strike from Dias. Takes a deflection, goes through his legs, and 1-1. There you go. Back in it. Wills with his boss. Where did he come from before Liverpool? Well, he went to... Was it Groningen? Was he at Groningen for a spell? And then he came back to Liverpool. He was at Liverpool, wasn't he? He was the assistant manager at Liverpool. NEC, that was it. He was the assistant manager at Liverpool under Brendan Rodgers, or he was the youth team worker under Brendan Rodgers, and then he moved up. He got progressed up under Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp kind of fast-tracked him into the first team, but he was working with the academy. And then he decided he wanted to be a manager, and he went to... I thought it was Groningen, but it wasn't. It was NEC, Nijmegen. He went to manage them in the Dutch league. It was terrible. Didn't work out. So he came back to Liverpool as an assistant manager. Then went to RB Leipzig. Or was it Salzburg? I can't remember. It was RB Leipzig or it was Salzburg, I think. He went to RB Salzburg. It was, wasn't it? Because he took Clark. He took Bobby Clark with him. And he went to Salzburg. It didn't work out at Salzburg. And then he ended up going back to Manchester City. So he's done it twice now, where he's gone, I want to be a manager. Gone and done the management thing, been rubbish at it, and he's gone back to being number 2. It's just that this time he didn't have Jurgen Klopp. Chance! Oh, must be! Oh, it's in! It's 2-1! Who's done it this time? It's Harvey Barnes again! 2-1, I tell you what. That's absolutely unbelievable, this stuff. City all over the place. They can't deal with the crosses in the box. I mean, they're screaming at the keeper here, screaming at the referee. The referee's booked someone. Donnarumma and a load of City players charging out at the referee. They're all surrounding him. They're all saying this one's got to be ruled out. But I don't think it will be. It's headed over, but I think it's sent to the far post. I think it's Woltemade headers it. And does it come down off the bar? Let's just watch this back. Harvey Barnes recycles it. He gives it off. It goes over to the far post. Woltemade header. He's onside. There's no problem at all with that. Header. He is onside. You're just never, ever getting that one ruled out. It's a clear goal. Woltemade with the header. It's Bruno Guimaraes off the bar. And then Harvey Barnes, that's basically a backheel volley into the net. That's an unbelievable goal. That is a sensational goal. That's absolutely unbelievable. 2-1 Newcastle. Harvey Barnes missed 2 to 3 sitters, but he's scored now. He's got 2. He's on a hat-trick. The Scotland winger. The Scotland international. HGTXV says, you're forever the positive fan, but even you surely must say that today is not acceptable. There's a check here for VAR. What's the VAR for? Offside? He's not offside. He's not offside. You don't want offsides given for this. No, come on. That's not offside. You can see clear as day he's onside. I can see it. There's daylight. He's miles onside. He's onside. There's got to be a big check here. Let's see. Could be a rule-out goal and could be back to 1-1 here. Could be back to 1-1. Harvey Barnes' goal could be chalked off. Is it going to be chalked off? For a very, very marginal offside. Bruno Guimaraes' toe might have been offside when he heads it goal bound. The referee's waiting to hear from Stockley Park, and I think he's going to whistle to his mouth. And let's just see. Well, he won't do that, will he? He won't do that. He'll just go like that, and then he'll go offside. Here we go. What's he going to do? Or is he going to go that for a goal? What's he going to say? What are we doing? Goal, no goal. What's happening? It's a long old check. It's a shame they couldn't do this sort of a lengthy check when Liverpool needed it last week against City. But it's a long old check. Is it going to be ruled out, or is it going to be 2-1 Newcastle going into the last 15 minutes here at St James's Park? The referee is just surrounded. He's got Bruno Guimaraes in this ear. He's got Bernardo Silva in this ear. And he's got VAR in this ear. And now he's about to announce it. Goal given. There you go. Newcastle goal stands. It's 2-1. Harvey Barnes continues to celebrate. HGTXV, would you say today is unacceptable, losing 3-0 at home to a team in the relegation zone? No. No, I wouldn't say it's unacceptable. Unacceptable means you would say that you want him sacked. And no, I do not want him sacked. I think anyone claiming that they want him sacked is not a serious Liverpool fan. No serious Liverpool fan wants Arne Slot sacked. That's how strong it should be. It's absolutely mental that people are claiming he should be. It's absolutely mental that people are even discussing the idea. The guy, it's just a nonsense. It's an absolute nonsense. These Liverpool fans don't know the born. If they're seriously talking about it, they don't know the born. I can only assume that they're 12 or under, or their IQ is 12 or under, or they're doing the old clickbait, the old farming, engagement farming clickbait. That's the only thing I can assume. HGTXV says the fans in the stadium want him gone. I disagree, mate. I disagree. Maybe you were surrounded by some bad eggs, but I don't think for 1 second the fans in the stadium want him gone. All the Liverpool fans I've spoke to do not want him gone. And the real Liverpool fans who I know on social media, who I've met, who are certainly concerned by the form, which is fine, do not want him sacked. There's nobody having a serious discussion about sacking him. Nobody is having a serious discussion about sacking him unless you're an engagement farming, clickbaiting moron. That's it. I says, not surprised. Yous have spent 400 million and can't even win games that should be easy. See, this is who you're arguing with, mate. These are the sort of cretins you're arguing with. You've spent 400 million and you can't win games that are easy. Forest is not an easy game. Liverpool won the league last year and lost to Forest at home. Liverpool won the league in 2019. We got beat 3-0 against Watford, who got relegated. They were bottom of the league and they got relegated that season. Liverpool have lost at times when we've had wonderful teams. The best teams we've ever seen in my lifetime. We've lost really terrible games against really poor teams. It does happen. It does happen. Forest are second from bottom. Right. Don't try to act like Forest are good. But that's not how football... Mate, how old are you? Seriously, how old are you? I don't mean that in a way that you... I want to know how old you are in terms of what you've experienced as a Liverpool fan before. Do you remember the Roy Hodgson era? Do you remember, even before that, do you remember the Roy Evans era? Do you remember these things? Do you remember Rafa Benitez, the end of the Benitez era? Can you remember this stuff? Timbo says, no nuance. Exactly, no nuance. HCTXV, this is worse than Roy Hodgson. No, me and you, we can't talk then. We can't talk. We have nothing to talk about. If you think this is worse than Roy Hodgson, we have nothing to talk about. We have absolutely nothing to talk about. Absolutely nothing to talk about. HETXV says Hodgson never lost 6 in 7. Mate, Hodgson, I think we won about 4 games in 22. We lost far more. We lost 1 win in our first 8 games under Roy Hodgson. 1 win and 5 defeats in our first 8 games under Roy Hodgson. It was never this bad. You're off your head, mate. And that was in the league as well, by the way. That was losing games against Everton and Blackpool, as well as games against United and Man City. We were terrible under Roy Hodgson. We used to get battered all the time under Roy Hodgson. And not only did we get battered, there was no quality, there was no good goals, there was no signs of life, there was nothing. That's not the case with this Liverpool side. It's not the case at all. Says you're talking about losing to Forest last season, yet they were much better last season. These are the simpletons we're arguing with. You can't really deal with people like this. Timbo, Slot has a far better squad available to him, which might be the point he's making. Slot does have a better squad available to him, and Slot is doing better than Hodgson. Now, that shouldn't be the yardstick. So you're saying he's got a better squad available to him. He does, yes. But Hodgson was also not dealing with what Slot is having to deal with. Hodgson's challenges were different to Slot's challenges. And in fairness, no other manager has had to deal with Slot's challenges. So the argument that, well, Slot should just be dealing with him, he should be doing better, is, quite frankly, nonsense. Ollie says that goal should never have been checked. People can't debate about football to a person like me who's been watching the sport for 20 years and the kids who've watched the sport for 2 years. Alex says, I'm calm now, Key. We should get behind the boys. Well, I mean, look, getting behind the boys or criticising the boys is about as... it makes very little difference. Unless you're in the stadium and you can actually impact the result, I don't think it makes a massive difference. Whether you choose to criticise him on social media or praise him on social media. But I do think that Liverpool fans were incredibly understanding in the summer, and all of a sudden they're incredibly harsh all of a sudden. Again, this is why I'm saying these aren't proper Liverpool fans. I actually think the vast majority of people saying Slot out are people trying to make money on social media who are pretending to be Liverpool fans. Maybe they're Arsenal fans, maybe they're City fans or Chelsea fans or Everton fans or United fans, and they're trying to use Liverpool's name to try and make some money and grow their social. That's absolutely fine. That's up to them. That's their life. That's their prerogative. But I don't believe any serious Liverpool fan wants Slot out. I don't believe it. Do not believe it at all. There's no serious Liverpool fan wants Arne Slot sacked. No serious Liverpool fan is even entertaining the idea. There's not even a serious discussion about it. I've never known any Liverpool fan to have that conversation. I don't think anyone would yet. Could it happen this season? Feasibly it could. I don't think anyone would have predicted Man United Spurs would be 16th, 17th and in a European final last season. So it could happen. And no one expected Jota to not be with us this season. So could it happen? Yes, absolutely. Mad things can happen in life and in football. So yes, it could. Alex says Isak just needs a goal. I mean, Isak's performances aren't really of concern. Isak's performances aren't the reason Liverpool are where they are. Luis Diaz being sold isn't the reason Liverpool are where they are. Trent not being there. Jota's death. Not all of these things are not the reason. They are factors. Osasuna 1, Real Sociedad 3. Who was it in the chat was saying earlier Real Sociedad's going to be the team... Sorry, Osasuna's going to be the team to bet on today. 16 says Harvey Barnes is the way forward for our wingers. And Davasley says, I'd say Diaz going was the fact. Diaz going doesn't make any difference to our team this season. Put Diaz in this Liverpool side, it doesn't change a single thing. Not a single thing. Diaz missed... Christ. Liverpool's biggest issue in attack this season has been finishing chances. Ask any Liverpool fan who watched Luis Diaz how clinical he was. He missed every 5 minutes. He missed more than most. He would have been guilty of missing loads of chances. This is why he's gone to Bayern and he's scoring for fun. But, I mean, it's the Bundesliga. It's totally different, isn't it? Can't wait till next week. Come on, you Irons. Hey, West Ham are having a decent little resurgence, aren't they? Woltemade does very well there. Is it Murphy? Who's this driving forward? Gets in the box. That's a corner. That's a corner. Oh, unlucky. It was Tonali driving forward. Unlucky. HGTXV key, I think we could lose every other game from now till the end of the season and you wouldn't bat an eye. See now that why I say that? Because you know that that's not true. You know that that's not true and you know that I care, mate. But you seem to be one extreme and you're painting me to be the other extreme, right? You and people like you are saying slot out. I'm saying absolutely not. The guy gets a free pass from me this season. Unless something absolutely drastic happens and maybe we're in the bottom half come like March, April, then fine, I'd start to have the conversation. But for me, you don't sack Arne Slot in fucking November. November? We're sacking him. You serious? We're 2 points off fourth. We're 2 points off fourth. We lost a player over the summer in the most tragic circumstances and we're sacking a manager who's just won us the title in his first season. Barely 3 months into the new one, you are having a laugh. You are having a laugh. You're having a laugh. No one seriously talks about Slot getting sacked. It's crazy. It is crazy. Key, should our second have been off? No, absolutely not. No, your second was... It was definitely onside. In my opinion, I think it was onside. There was a bug's dick in it, maybe. It was like this close. So if anyone's saying it should have been offside, I don't think you can definitively say it should have been off. And maybe it wasn't miles onside either. So it was tight, of course, but I want to see them goals given. So morally, in the ethics and the fairness of the sport, I want to see those goals given. HGTXV, you have toxic positivity. Oh, nearly 2-2. I do not have toxic positivity. There's a halfway house between you saying Liverpool could lose every game to the end of the season and I wouldn't care. I mean, that's nonsense. That's patently nonsense. And you saying Slot out now in November. There is a nice and easy middle ground to that. And I feel like that's where I'm operating. I'm saying, like, wait and see. There's a lot of things that's affected this team, and I would give him at the very least until the second half of the season to see how things go. Clarky says people wanted Ruben Amorim sacked, and he's starting to prove people wrong. Well, I don't know. Again, there's still time for him to get it wrong as well. But this is the thing. I would have sacked Ruben Amorim at the end of last season. Because I think United... One of the problems for United has been that they've had this kind of expectation to win titles and win Champions Leagues. And I think they set a bar, and Ruben Amorim went well below that bar. He didn't win a thing last year and finished, 16th. So for me, Man United fans, managers can't be finishing 16th and not winning anything. They just can't. Especially when they've not got what Slot has, which is at least a history of winning things. So I thought that was a poor decision from United, and this season, United's season hasn't started brilliantly either. Grimsby, out of the one of the only cups really that United have got a serious chance of winning. They're not in Europe. You know, they have to finish fourth, United. If they don't finish fourth, it's been a disappointing season. And do I think United finish fourth? No. So still a long way to go for United to hit the heights that they should do. But yeah, like I said, it's still so early in the season to be making conclusions about a manager that is the current Premier League champion. That's crazy to me. Corner to City. Ah, shocking defending. Absolutely shocking play. And Newcastle are driving forward here. Take it in the corner. Give it off. Slow it down. That's really good play. That's wonderful play. Newcastle done really well there. This has been a good performance from Newcastle, I have to say. It's been a really good performance from them. They've deserved to win this one. They have fully deserved to beat City. Can't deny it. They fully deserved it. It's been the best performance I've seen from Newcastle this season. Comfortably. And to be honest, it's not been a terrible performance from City either, you know. City have had the chances, and do you know what they'll look at? Erling Haaland. If I'm a City fan, I'm looking at Erling Haaland here because he's missed maybe 3 very big chances. Certainly 2 that I would consider to be sitters. So, some very big chances Erling Haaland's cost Manchester City today, and sometimes that happens in football. Your best player can be your biggest enemy. Timbo, City's other players need to turn up when Haaland isn't scoring a brace every week. That's it, yeah. Agreed. He says, honestly, who do you think will be higher end of the season, United or Liverpool? Liverpool. That's not a question. Liverpool will be higher than United. United, listen, it tells you everything that United are buzzing, absolutely buzzing, that they're above Liverpool in the table. They are absolutely, like, so made up with it. And to be honest, they might not be by the end of the weekend. If Everton were to beat United 3-0, which I know it might not happen, but if Everton were to get a decent win at Old Trafford, they go below us again. So, like I said, they're only ahead of us on goal difference, given how bad Liverpool have been. United are only ahead of us on goal difference. And they're made up with their season, aren't they? Shows you how the differences are. Timbo, it could be United, you know, purely because they're playing once a week. No, United haven't got the team to finish above Liverpool. United don't finish above Liverpool. Even with how things are going. People are so quick to jump to it. It's a poor start to the season. It's not like War and Peace. You don't need to look at it and think, well, you have to make massive conclusions about it. Oh, City, come on, hit it. Strike. Newcastle on the counter-attack here, maybe. Timbo, Key's going to be an Everton fan on Monday. Who'd have thought it? We'll see. We'll see. Scott Darman, Liverpool can still get top 4. I don't believe they'll continue like this. That's it. I agree, Scott. I totally agree. Liverpool will get top 4. Not just we can get top 4. We will get top 4. I think we finish above Chelsea, and I think we finish 3rd behind City, behind Arsenal. And I think that's how the season finishes up, to be honest. I think Chelsea finish in 4th. Man United will probably be somewhere around the 6th, 7th mark. They'll qualify for the Europa Conference League next season. and that will be seen as progress for them, in spite of them spending a gargantuan amount of money yet again. But hey, you know, that's United's journey. That's not ours. This Key, you must be taking the piss. United will comfortably finish ahead of Liverpool this season. Listen, I heard this from you last season. You was going to be in the Champions League. You was winning the Europa League. You was winning the Europa League and you was going to be in the Champions League this season. I've heard all this from you. You're forgetting. You've been on the channel a while now, mate. I remember you saying this. There's other United... You know what? We had regulars on this channel, United fans, who've all disappeared. They all went off, scuttled off with the tails between the legs after that Europa League final, because I said there's no way they beat Spurs. And they were crap. And they all swore they'd be in the Champions League and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it didn't happen. And they won't be above Liverpool. They won't be in the Champions League next season. Mark my words. Mark my words. This year, I promise you, United will get top 3 minimum. Top 3 minimum? So you think there's a realistic possibility you could finish second? Top 3 minimum. This is what you're dealing with. These people have gotten... They're detached from reality. Absolutely detached from reality. United fans think they'll get top 3 minimum. In their words, top 3 minimum. Seriously, top 3 minimum. They think second is a realistic possibility. Timbo, Chelsea will finish above Liverpool this year. Hey, Chelsea could do. Chelsea could do, absolutely. I won't pretend to deny that. Chelsea have spent a fair bit as well. But yeah, Chelsea certainly could. They've got a more settled squad than Liverpool in that sense. Talking about money, yet you spent 400 million and can't win games. Well, we're still only like 2-3 points off where we need to be and where we probably will finish at the end of this season. So, for as bad as we've been, we're actually not that bad. We're actually not that far away from where we need to be. It's never as bad as you think it is. But again, it suits some people's agenda to say that it is. Liverpool for life. United fans are idiots, think they'll finish second. This is it. United fans thinking they'll finish second. Crazy. Right, City corner, chance. It's going to go back out. They've only got 3 minutes left here, City. Can they do it? It's going to be a throw-in. Yes, I fully believe we have a chance at second. Fucking hell. Oh, goodness me. You're miles off it, mate. Yeah. You're miles off it. But, hey, that's your right, and believe, if that helps you. Good luck to you. But I think you're going to be in for a big disappointment if you think United's minimum is third and you could finish second. I have never known such delusion in my life. But there you go, eh? Good luck to you, mate. Something tells me you'll be disappointed come the end of this season. Lennon, are you from Liverpool? I'm not from Liverpool, no. I'm not. I was born just outside Liverpool in a place called St Helens. Hi, says, United have signed good players this season, but yous have got Wirtz and Isak. Well, you say Liverpool have signed Wirtz and Isak, United have signed good players. I mean, Cunha's not been brilliant for United, has he? I think he's only got 1 goal all season. So, yeah, I mean, United haven't signed wonderful players this season either. And to be honest, they haven't signed wonderful players last season. On a Permo, Man United, yeah. Man United fans saying they could finish second. Timbo Slice, United fans United will finish between 5th and 8th. I think 5th is ambitious. I think 6th and 8th is about right, yeah. They could finish 6th if they get a good run and teams like Newcastle fall away and Brighton don't have the season. People forget, Brighton were only 5 points off a Champions League place last year. So Brighton will be a threat. I think Spurs will be a threat. I think we know Chelsea will be a threat. We know Newcastle will be a threat. And I think all of them teams are better than Man United. So I'll be very, very surprised, if I'm dead honest, I'll be very surprised if Manchester United finish above Brighton, Newcastle and Tottenham. They could in theory finish above Forest and Villa and sides like that, but Bournemouth, they could finish above those. But I'd be amazed if they finished above Newcastle and Spurs. Yeah. So the way I look at it is they're not finishing above Arsenal, they're not finishing above City, they're not finishing above Liverpool, they're not finishing above Chelsea. I don't think they finish above Newcastle, I don't think they finish above Spurs. So I think 7th is the absolute highest Manchester United can get. If they finished any higher, I will hold my hands up and say they've had a fucking good season, United. Fair play to them. Fair play to them. But they're not finishing any higher than that. There's just no way. And Newcastle have not had a great start to the season either, but, Newcastle, for as bad as they are, they're still only 3 points behind United. And Liverpool, for as bad as we are, we're level on points with United. So this, I don't know where this, and it is delusion. I don't know where this absolute delusion has come from United fans. They're gonna finish 2nd. There you go, full time. Manchester City have been beaten. Newcastle 2, Man City 1. Unbelievable, as Gary Neville said. Unbelievable stuff. It's a great performance from Newcastle. Best performance I've seen from Newcastle all season. Great stuff. 2 great goals from Harvey Barnes. They missed some sitters as well, didn't they, Newcastle? At least 3 or 4. They could have. This game could have quite easily been 5 or 6-1 to Newcastle, couldn't it? They absolutely battered City. But I will say this: City have missed some big chances as well. City missed some huge chances in this game. Haaland in particular. And I think that certainly will rankle with them at the end of the day, that they've missed chances in big moments, and as a result, they've lost the game. Deserved loss. Deserved win for Newcastle. 2-1 Newcastle. And off we go. Right, I will be back tomorrow. I am going to do Sheffield United. I've not scheduled it in yet on YouTube, but if you want to join me for it, I will be live tomorrow for the Steel City Derby. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday. 2 teams in the relegation zone in the Championship. It's a massive game. That is absolutely huge. It's a huge derby. It kicks off at 12 o'clock. I'll be live at 11:30. If you want to come and join me, make sure you're followed up here. Make sure you have subbed over on YouTube as well. If you're new, please do give us a like and a follow. I'll be live for that one. And then straight after that one, we're going to be doing Manchester City. We're going to be doing Arsenal against Spurs. North London derby. Come on, Spurs. Come on, Spurs. That's what we're hoping for. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely Saturday night. What a pain in the arse today's been. Take it easy.